everyone, this is Dave from Geekanoids and this is my full review of the Asus Eee transformer. Now what you're looking at now is the actual keyboard docking part of the deal. This costs an additional £50 over the tablet part only, and it does add a lot of functionality to the device. You'll have seen me talking about this in all of my previous videos about the Eee transformer. I think it's a very nice keyboard. I think a little tiny bit of work can be done on the way it docks, because I did find that this locking mechanism is a little bit tough to get used to, but once you do get used to it, it does work okay. I just think they could have made it just a tiny bit easier to get that screen to dock into the back portion up here. Other than that, the keyboard is really nice. The shortcut function keys add a great deal to the functionality. I've showed you this in a previous video as well, but I will run through them very quickly again. We've got a back button, we've got a Wi-Fi button for turning Wi-Fi off and on, we've got Bluetooth, we've got a disable trackpad button. So this trackpad down here, if you don't want it to accept input, you can tap that button once. We've got brightness up and down, we've got an auto brightness button, we've got a screen grab button so we can take a screenshot of whatever's on the screen. We've got a shortcut to the browser, shortcut to settings. We've got some track controls for skip backwards and forwards, play and pause. We've got a sound mute, volume up and down, and a lock screen button which sort of turns off the screen. And if you've got a security password in, if you turn it on again, it's going to ask for that password. Rest of the keyboard here is primarily the same as any standard keyboard. Down the bottom we have got a few extra keys as well. We've got a function key which invokes anything that's blue on the keyboard, so if we're holding this down and we use this area over here, or this function key and we use these four keys here, we can go home, end, page up and page down. We've also got a home button which takes you right back to the home screen, a search button, and also a menu button which behaves differently depending on which application you're in. The trackpad, really nice, liking that a lot. It does accept two-finger gestures, so you can scroll between applications and scroll lists. When you're browsing, it's very good as well. We've got trackpad button down the bottom here. Feels a little bit plasticky. It's not too bad. Clicking on the icons is fine. Clicking on this portion of the button takes you back one step, which I found a little bit strange, but other than that it's very good. Now this particular sort of keyboard dock doesn't add any processing power. All it does is give you the keyboard and some extra battery life. In my experience, it adds on round about 6 hours to the overall battery life, so you're going to easily get a day and a half out of the Eee transformer while it's docked on here. Now let's have a look underneath and reveal to you the actual tablet part of the Asus Eee transformer. So I'm not going to go over all of the different UI experience because I've done that in previous videos as well. But what I will say is what Asus have done with this particular capacitive touchscreen is given it a very good resolution, and it's very sensitive as well. It's a capacitive touchscreen, so it does respond to your touches very well. Very responsive and a joy to use. Something else I like is the animations, as you saw there. Now this is part of the honeycomb experience, but just the way it zooms in and out when you're going in and out of screens is really a pleasure to see, and it's very fluid and doesn't seem to affect the performance of the device at all. Now this has got a dual core processor in, and one of my worries was that it was going to affect battery life. But if we go into our settings here, we can see that battery life is on 89%, and I've used this all day yesterday and it's only gone down 11%. So I would say I've got around about 4 hours use from it, and it's hardly had any effect on the battery. In previous videos I've also shown you the YouTube experience. Absolutely wonderful application, really great for viewing YouTube videos. I also really like the Gmail experience as well. This sort of widescreen view works very well. We've got a scrollable list of sort of inboxes and outboxes on the left. We've got the messages on the right, and when we click on a message or tap on a message, it all moves over, and we've now got a scrollable list of messages on the left and the actual body of the email on the right. Very easy to get to grips with. extremely easy to use, and again, even replying using the on-screen keyboard, if I just invoke the on-screen keyboard, nice size keys. You can type at a good speed on the on-screen keyboard, but you can equally as well use the attached keyboard dock and get an even greater typing speed as well. So that message was automatically discarded. We've got some extra features down the side here for archiving and deleting messages in bulk, and we can tap the home screen to go back to the home screen. This other little icon here, this is like the multitasking icon. It allows me to switch between the last 5, I think it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the last 5 applications that we're running. It's extremely easy to use. I would have liked to have seen some sort of multi-touch gesture to be able to do that, but it seems that there isn't one available. If I also show you this as well, this is something else that I like. If I go into, let's just go into tapping and holding on the screen, and this brings up like the widgets that are here, and I can drag these widgets onto whatever of the 5 home screens I choose. I can also go to app shortcuts and do the same. I can drag these up onto any of these windows. The wallpapers, I can put all different wallpapers on. It does support live wallpapers as well. And then if I go to more, I can add these settings to various home screens as well. So really, really good the way you can interact and customize the whole experience. If I go into apps, this brings up everything that's installed on the device, and I can add these shortcuts very easily to home screens as well. For example, Google Talk, I can tap and hold and then drag this onto my main home screen and let go, and then when I go back to home screen, it shows the Google Talk icon here, and then I can position it wherever I want it. So again, another way of customizing your home screens, and extremely easy to do. Let me just turn this off, and in closing I'll just let you know the actual build quality. This sort of metal rims impressed me a lot. Really liking how this device works. This is the Asus Eee Transformer, £379 for the tablet only, £429 if you want to buy it with the dock. I think it is a very good option. The quality of the actual device, the battery life, the whole experience is really good, and with improvements on the Google Android OS as well, it can only improve. Well, thank you very much for watching. Please come back soon and check out more video reviews on the Geekanoids channel. This video review is sponsored by Crucial, the memory experts. They provide reliable PC, notebook and Mac memory to boost your system performance and improve your general workflow.